This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
On the news this morning, Funawike visits IGP over raid of Justice Mary Orderly's residence. Police in Rivers State orders demolition of all OSPAC detention camps. Mother of two searches for missing 13-year-old daughter. UN, US, Amnesty International demands sanctions over NSAS reports by Lagos Judicial Panel. On the foreign scene, suicide bombers target Ugandan capital. I am Ifiemi Andrew. Governor Nyesom Wike has urged the Inspector General of Police, IGP Usman Alkali Baba, to make public motives behind the recent invasion of the residence of Justice Mary Orderly in Abuja. Governor Wike stated this when he led a delegation of Rivers elders and stakeholders to the IGP at the force headquarters in the FCT. The governor said it is worrisome that weeks after the invasion of Justice Orderly's residence, the magistrate who issued the search warrant has not been interrogated.
Sincerely want to thank you for the efforts you have put in as regards the invasion of Justice Mary Orderly. This invasion has kind of caused a lot of misgivings, a lot of perception, and we have read from the pages of newspapers. And even when Frank Mba was saying that they had apprehended some suspects. So we felt as people who are concerned, what bothered me most when we watch electronic media, that up to now, nobody has said it by the magistrate who issued such a warrant. And we believe that the magistrate is not unknown. The magistrate should be known. And that gave us some sense of concern that probably you may not have ended up investigating the matter.
Governor Nyesom Wike also called for proper prosecution of all those involved in the invasion.
But now it has turned out that the search warrant, those who killed are fake people. So you see, there's that problem now. That who is sure tomorrow whether the person or those who will come, they are not fake people. So we believe that we should get to the root of this matter. And anybody who is directly or indirectly involved should face the wrath of the law. It does not matter what the person's position. I'm quite confident that you will unravel whatever that happens. So I'm coming here today is to tell you that if there are any areas you think you need our support, the state government, the people of the state will be willing to make sure we unravel what happened.
In his response, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Usman Alkali Baba, said the suspects involved in the invasion of Justice Mary Orderly's residence are still in police custody and that investigation is still ongoing.
Took us the first 3 days to trace that CSP who has left an ID card bearing the recovery of the Office of the Attorney General, purported to have been signed by the Attorney General, with a logo of EFCC, Police, Ministry of Justice. As soon as I was handed over that ID card, I said, this is not an ID card. It can be so. So my suspicion rises. What we did next is to come and slot to our database to see where that officer is serving. And we were not able to find an officer of that rank and name. That created more suspicion and we went out. So the first 3 days, we had to use a means of getting. Incidentally and fortunately, we have his telephone number, and it was the telephone number that we started using, and we were able to get across that CSP, and we arrested him in the Mabushi area of FCT. So that was where the investigation started.
The Rivers State Police Command has ordered the immediate demolition of all existing OSPAC detention camps in the state. SP Nnamdi Omoni made this known to journalists while updating the public on what the police are doing to arrest the wanted OSPAC commander in Elele, who has fingered in the disappearance of a 17-year-old boy, Shubuke Victor.
The CP is not taking that lightly anyway. Last week Thursday, the CP was with all the DPOs and area commanders, and the CP reiterated the fact that all OSPAC camps must be demolished. And OSPAC must work under strict supervision of the DPOs and the area commanders. So I think that is being implemented. So if you have any contrary view, do like you don't tell us, if we don't get fillers, we'll not be able to work effectively. So let us know if they are still operating illegal detention camps and the activities are not under police supervision and they are not even under supervision themselves, then do let us know. Whatever should they maintain the detention facility? With what they have done now is an affront to the CP's order.
SP Omoni said the police cannot conclude that Master Victor is dead because the main suspect involved in the sudden disappearance of the boy has not been arrested.
We are doing our utmost best. That's why we are taking these steps. It has been the statements made by the people arrested and tried to court. They all point to the fact that they handed him over to the Ospark commander, not the fucking Nala. So fucking Nala is still on the run. He's the one that they handed over to. So he should be able to tell us what happened to the boy. So for now, we cannot really conclude that the boy is dead. But the fact that fucking Nala has not been seen leaves much to be desired. And we're doing our utmost best to ensure that he's arrested in record, wherever he is.
The state police spokesperson also said that Mrs. Gladys Napoleon, a native of Chokocho who admitted killing her husband, will soon be charged to court.
The woman that killed her husband, they were at the last lap of our investigation. We were waiting for the autopsy report, and then from the information I got from the state CID, the autopsy report came only yesterday, and that hopefully it will be in court in the next couple of days. I haven't received the autopsy report. I think that's the last lap of it, and it will be in court.
A couple, Mr. Princeville and Mrs. Victoria Aguri, have called on the Rivers State Police Command to release the body of their son Daniel, who was allegedly killed by operatives of the disbanded Inspector General of Police Monitoring Unit 3 years ago. Victoria told the Punch that her son, who was 21 years old at the time, was killed after her daughter invited the police to their house in Mbolu following a family dispute. She explained that after her son was arrested, they took him to the Alu police station and shot him dead in her presence and have refused to release his corpse to her. She said the police later accused her of selling guns to stop her from seeking justice for her late son. Her husband, Princeville, a retired naval officer, is also demanding for the identities of the policemen. The state police spokesperson Nnamdi Omoni said the allegation of harassment against the IG's unit is outside the jurisdiction of the state command. Omoni assured that the command would ensure that the case was fairly treated. A mother of two is searching for her 13-year-old daughter, Rejoice Otobo, after she went missing at Ozoba Market on Saturday. Mrs. Florence Abe told correspondent that she sent her daughter to Ozoba Market and was accompanied by her younger brother, who came back home to say his sister is nowhere to be found after she was approached by a man at the market. She said her son told her that the man called her daughter's name, telling her he had something for her to give to her auntie. She said her daughter then followed the man to the back of the Zoba Market, and that was the last time anyone saw her daughter.
The brother came back and was telling me that, Mom, I said, what happened? Where is your sister? He said that the brother called her name. She now turned and greeted the person. He now said, you just spoke with my younger sister, being Furo. So Furo asked him to give her something. So let her come and take the thing so that he knows her. She now used that mind now of somebody that called her elder sister's name. So she now followed him. So that is the process. They touched my daughter. Today I have not set my eyes on.
Mrs. Abe said on the day her daughter Rejoice went missing, she was wearing a black top and a red skirt. She described her daughter as tall and dark. A 9-year-old girl is lying critically ill in a hospital after her madam, Oluchi Chinedu Nkemjika, bathed her hot water for beating one of her children. Mrs. Chinedu Nkemjika, after bathing her maid with the hot water, hit the girl for more than 4 days. Our correspondent gathered that it took the intervention of angry neighbors at Paradise Avenue in Egbelu before she could release the girl for treatment. Chairman of Paradise Avenue, Sam Ikem, told correspondent Sebi Ruwari how the people in the area intervened.
This woman intentionally poured hot water on this girl, causing her grievous bodily harm. She even went further to lock her up inside the house without adequate medical attention. It was actually a well-calculated and deliberate act, an attempted murder, a violation of her right to live free from all forms of violence. We therefore call on the CP, the DC, and all other police officers on this matter to ensure that justice is served. This little girl cries for justice.
Mr. Nkem also urged the police to thoroughly investigate the husband and the true identity of the girl.
She said that she's sleepless. I said no, bring her out. Even if it's 12 in the night, we want to see her. When she brought her out, we only see her hands, and her hands were peeled. And I asked her, is it only the hands that this thing affected? She said it also affected suspected her stomach. And I asked her, where have you taken this girl to? She said she's treating the girl by herself. By God's grace, one of us here, the midwife, now linked us to a certain hospital. Then when they now admitted her, I now have to inform the police. Police now came in and they picked her. Previously, she usually used a knife and they put on the stove. When they got hot, she'll be pressing it on the girl just to torment her.
Meanwhile, the acting chairman of FIDA and Rivers State, Nnenna Igbokwe, has urged the Rivers State Police Commissioner to ensure that justice is served for the girl.
Because we demanded for the mother and the father of the child, they were not able to provide them, only for the mother-in-law to come to claim that a sister gave her the child when the child was 3 years old. And through her, the daughter now finally took the child. While all these things are happening, the man is aware. Even when she poured her this last hot water, the man was at home. And the man never did anything. The man cannot see where they are doing something to another man's child and keep quiet and conceal it. So the previous one they did to her, the man never did anything. This one they hid her for days before we come to know about it.
Spokesman of the Rivers State Police Command, Nnamdi Omoni, has confirmed that Mrs. Chinedu Ikem Ijika is currently at the State Criminal Investigation Department. He assured that the matter will not be compromised. Moving on, the chairman of Rivers State Road Maintenance Agency, Timothy Inserim, says ongoing road constructions and flyover bridges by the state government halted rehabilitation work on some roads. Mr. Inserim was reacting to the seeming abandonment of dilapidated roads, especially on SARS and Obirikwere areas of the state.
Mine is an appeal. Yes, because if we block that place for 1 hour, everywhere, nobody will enter Port. So, by the grace of God, by January, February, all these things will be a thing of the past. Because we will embark on the silting. If we desilt next time, we will hand over to the community, the neighborhood. The problem is the problem of neighborhood, property developers, dumping every refuse from the buildings on this road. It is the duty of those who are developing that area to desilt the gutter. So the communities, the youth leaders, the cities should come and assist.
On the issue of removal of manhole covers on major roads, Mr. Inserim said the iron manhole covers will be replaced with concrete. Some business owners and commuters at Agri Road by Degema Street in Old Port Harcourt Township said the bad state of the road is affecting their business. Some of them who spoke to our correspondent called on relevant agencies to rehabilitate the road.
This road is a no-go place right now. Health-wise, it's an hazard. You can't even want to stay here for 3 seconds. You feel sick instantly. This is just 3 or 4 minutes away from this River State government house.
This Degema Street, we have made efforts that people can maintain the place for us. But yet, this one is beyond our control. So we need government to assist us to take care of this road. There are much potholes. 2 motor cannot even pass well. There is heap of dirt in this place. Government should try call the environmental sanitation to come and clear up this place here. We don't even know the people that are pouring the dustbin.
Degema Street by Agri Roads. The place is bad. Pothole, poto. We paid 1,000 naira to open the gutters, but nothing come out, nothing show.
They also said that hoodlums are now taking advantage of the bad state of the road to commit crimes.
And we woke up one morning. To our amazement, we saw that there are people who do this recycling kind of business on one part of the road, and you come and see how dirty it looks. In fact, we now have issues of you keep your iron around your house. They will steal the iron and then go and sell it.
It's so surprising that on a major road as Agri Road, which connects to Degema, to Radio Rivers, that will be experiencing such bad road.
Still ahead, UN, US, Amnesty International demand sanctions over NSAS reports by Lagos Judicial Panel. Stay tuned. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Loki Irabo, has faulted the procedure adopted in the release of a document said to be the report of the Lagos Judicial Panel of Inquiry on Police Brutality. The leaked report had indicted officers of the Nigerian Army for killing unarmed protesters on October 20, 2020. General Irabo said he cannot comment on the content of the document because he has not seen the official report. He maintained that the Nigerian armed forces are committed to their constitutional mandate. Meanwhile, the United States government, as well as several human rights groups, including Amnesty International, has called for action on the report of the Lagos State Judicial Panel of Inquiry and restitution for victims of SARS-related abuses and other matters, which stated that at least 9 persons were killed and 39 others injured at the Lekki Toll Plaza on October 20, 2020. The managing director of Total Energies, Mike Sangster, says Ikike Field is developed to produce an additional 32,000 barrels of oil per day to the existing quota. Mr. Sangster said this during the sail away of the constructed 600 metric tons IKD-1 topsides at the Saipem yard in Port Harcourt. He said the Ikike project has contributed immensely in boosting local employment as it has created over 300,000 direct and indirect jobs in Nigeria.
So what we have here today is a new platform for the Ikike field. So it's going to get tied back to an existing platform called Amina, which is an OML 99. So I think it shows the natural progression of the industry, that you start by developing the bigger fields with standalone facilities. So we hope that when Ikike starts off earlier next year, it should add over 30,000 barrels per day of oil capacity to Nigeria. So far, I mean, through the construction that's been done, here at this yard and with Saipem and with all of our contractors and all our subcontractors, we think something like 3,000 jobs have been created through the construction process.
Also speaking, the Executive Secretary of Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, Engineer Simbi Wabote, said no multinational company operating in the country has surpassed the achievement of Total Energies, especially in the area of job creation and development of local content.
Total has done extremely well. Other companies have been talking about tieback opportunities. Discussion I have seen around them is how to do those activities outside the country. When you have a lot of Nigerians unemployed, today Nigeria has a capacity of almost 250,000 metric tons fabrication capacity. Courtesy of Total establishing most of those yards to ensure that we keep jobs in country, we keep Nigerians busy, we employ Nigerians for the benefit of this country. Most of these issues about insecurity is as a result of lack of jobs. But if every company can emulate Total in ensuring that activities happen in country, I am sure to a large extent we'll address those issues.
Correspondent Emeka Otuka reports that the Director and Chief Executive Officer, Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission (NUPRC), Hassan Gabo, represented by Zonal Operation Controller Godday Ime, assured Total Energies of the Commission's support in its operations in Nigeria.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
Suicide bombers have targeted the Ugandan capital, Kampala, killing at least 3 people and injuring more than 30 others. 3 attackers on motorbikes blew themselves up near Parliament and the city's police headquarters. The number of dead is likely to rise, with the blast leaving body parts strewn on the streets. The Islamic State IS group has said it was behind the attack. The attacks came within 3 minutes of each other. Police in Uganda say more bombs have been found in other parts of the city. On the news this morning, you heard that Governor Nyesom Wike has urged the IGP to make public the motive behind the recent invasion of the residence of Justice Mary Orderly in Abuja. The police have ordered the demolition of all OSPAC detention camps in Rivers State. A mother of 2 is searching for her missing 13-year-old daughter. You also heard that the UN and the US and Amnesty International have called for sanctions over the NSAS reports by the Lagos State Judicial Panel. On the foreign scene, we told you that suicide bombers targeted the Ugandan capital Kampala and killed at least 3 people, injuring more than 30 others. The news was edited by Martha Okiri. For more stories, you can visit our website, www.nigeriainfo.fm. Cloudy weather is expected in Port Harcourt this morning. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Thank you for your time and enjoy your day. Bye-bye for now.